Hey everyone, Snowy here from RuneScape. Just want to talk about the Wilderness update. Still not sure when it's coming out, but we did finally finish the voting on the 14th. And more information is apparently coming on the 17th, so everyone's looking forward to that. It was 1.2 mil votes, 91% yes, and I don't remember what the no was, but I don't think it really matters because no was dominated. Um, and there's another one I forget. It's like I don't care, it doesn't matter, something like that. But anyway, yes won for sure by a long shot. Um, Now there's a few things that have been bothering me about it. Uh, it's not that I don't want it to come back. It's not really understanding why it ever left because Uh, well, I mean, it can really go either way because it was originally removed for real-world training, and that's obviously going to become a huge issue again, especially because they've become so lazy, if you will. I mean, they did have a good detection system going, and they were banning botters, but now they only stat reset. And here's the issue that I'm finding that no one else is thinking about, I don't think. With free trade coming back, you're gonna have people who have 4 accounts going, constantly making their money, and with no trade limits, they just trade it on over. Uh, I mean, here's the huge problem. Like, let's say that someone bought an account for like a month, and they have like 10 mil on there, and if they only get stat reset, what is that gonna do? It doesn't do anything. It's gonna do is just make the account useless to make money, but it still has all of that money, and that person will just trade it over to their account. See, before, in 2007, if you were botting, you were just straight up permanently banned. There was no questions, there was no chance of appeal, but now they just stat reset the skill that you're botting, and I think that's really cheap and really lazy, and they are only doing it because they're losing so much money, which is the only reason that they are bringing the wilderness back. They really don't care what we want. They only are making the game seem like a better game to us, and they're making a huge deal out of it by making a huge vote so that you'll tell everyone who used to play RuneScape before it was removed. Basically, trying to get everyone back who quit so that they can start making money again. While it is a good tactic, I think that it's really cheap, and I think that if they don't start banning botters when the wilderness comes out, this game is really going to go to shit because everyone's going to have a ton of money because they're just going to be like botting. Everyone's going to be botting. And I mean, it won't really matter because they're not risking their main account. They're just making new accounts, getting a whole bunch of money and trading it over. Not to mention in spots like yew trees and mage trees, uh, it's going to be flooded again. There's going to be, I don't know if you guys remember the days when you would see like 20 accounts around a yew tree that all were wearing the original unselected clothing. I really think we're going to start seeing that a lot if they don't really crack down on botters and finally start banning them again. Another issue that I have been really seeing a lot is the forums. Um, People post a lot saying that removing the limits from the GE is the worst decision ever and that it's going to ruin the prices of everything. Well, now it will dramatically change prices on most things for for a month maybe, or, a couple weeks basically. But everything will find a stable new home with a new price. For me, I sold everything that I think prices will change on, as like you can see right now. I'm not actually wearing anything that costs something, except for a glory, and glories have been the same price for many years, so I'm not really worried about that. And the cane is only like 99k, so I really don't care about that. Um, Everything else I'm wearing is free because I know that when the GE comes out, prices will change dramatically and find a new home. So I will wait until these price changes steady out, and I will buy back stuff that I want. For instance, my D hatchet, D pickaxe, stuff like that. Only because I don't know if prices will go up or down. I'm sure various items will do different things at different times, but I don't want to lose any money. And I know that if I were to keep some of these items, that I would possibly make more money. But I'm not really worried about that because I don't like having a risk. I don't like bank risking, so I would advise you guys to do the same thing. Just sell everything you don't need until the wilderness comes out, and then just buy it back later. I have a rune pick and a rune hatchet that's not quite as good as the dragon, but definitely gonna make do with that until everything works out. But to the main point, this is how the game was in 2007, and there's so many people saying, bring. You remember the old good days of RuneScape, um, with the wilderness and everything. But the thing I don't really get is that with so many people saying, remember the good old days, but at the same time saying removing GE limits is going to ruin the game, it just makes me wonder how many of these people that voted yes have actually played the game before 2007, because that's how it was in 2007. There was no GE limits. You set your price, but it did have a recommended price when you first put something in for sell or buy. Uh, and prices back then were very stable, and in my opinion, a lot better. Like Bandos was like 10 to 15 mil at that time, and I know that's really cheap, but if you look at an average player, it's pretty good. Uh, I mean it's a good amount of cash for an average player, and I think that was a lot more fair than what it is today. I think it's like 40 mil, uh, which is just outrageous because the stats on it aren't really that great. Um, but there's a lot of ups and downs to the wilderness update, and I wish that there wasn't so many like posers, if you will, so many people who are acting like they remember those days or acting like they played those days because they clearly didn't. I mean, if you can't even remember the GE, then I mean, what? You're not convincing anyone to me. Um, it's just kind of sad, I guess, that people have a real self and an image that they build for people to believe. Um, but I'm pretty sure that's about it. Just wanted to have a few key points on the wilderness update. So I'll see you guys later. Make sure you post a comment telling me what you think about my opinions on things, and then tell me your opinions on things. Remember to comment and sub. See you later.